you know Chris Slee, right?
Yeah,
So
my
Kiwi,
dude. What up, Chris? Kiwi. Yeah.
Kiwi makes
Chris sounds weird.
a lot of people happy again with their cars. He's right in an area to where all kinds of people know where he is. And he's the muscle car whisperer.
Yeah.
But the guys like you, guys like him, the world needs you because there's somebody out here doing this. Hey, hope everybody's doing great. We are going to continue on G28 project this episode, and we've been doing details on, you know, just filling the stuff in between the cracks, I guess you could say. And while I'm talking, I'm wrestling a plastic bag. But these are stainless steel brake lines, obviously, and this is one of the details that we're going to address and install on this episode, but it's about a lot more than that. This is an exciting one because we're going to address something that I know that a lot of people have been wondering about and asking me about and suggesting and saying, please don't do this and please do that and why wouldn't you do this and all those types of things. And I value the feedback. I appreciate you guys being invested and involved in this project. But I had to figure out which engine I wanted to put in this car. Because as you know, when it came to me, it didn't have an engine. It was born with an engine, and it was a good one. And I'm not going to bash Derek about it because he got this car for the engine. It's a 350 4-bolt main, and he put it in something else. And I need to ask him what it's in just because I want to know. But I got it as a roller, as a parts car, and it does not have an engine. So we're also not restoring this car, right? It's a 74, and it's going to look like a 70 Rally Sport. So all of that's out the window. It doesn't matter what engine we put in it. So now I've got all kinds of choice in the world as to what type of an engine to put in it. Because we have an enormous hole. Oh, wait, I got to do something. We have an enormous hole to put an engine in this car, and it's primed and it's ready. Subframe, all this stuff. Yeah, I've got engine mounts sitting over there. Today's the day. You're going to know what engine we're putting in this car. So because we have an open palette and unlimited options, I talked to my buddy John Bouchard. John is a engine building ace. If you remember him, he was one of the engine builders on Power Nation on the Horsepower show, even before it changed its name to Engine Power, and that was before the whole power block shift. Johnny's an ace. He's a really detail-oriented person. His military service has carried over into the discipline that he has building high-end race engines. He's a crackerjack. He's a good engine builder. He did the refreshed engine in the Miata. He helped me with all the different details on beefing up the engine, the 740 horsepower LS in the in Z-Sled and the LS in Jaguar, and he does traditional engines too, big blocks, small blocks. He's an equal opportunity engine builder. So we're gonna take a trip up to John Bouchard's engine shop. I've never seen his shop. He wants to show me around, and he's got the raw materials that are gonna be the power plant for this car, and I wanna see it, and I wanna show it to you, so let's go. Yep, I'm in an engine shop, and it's a good one, and we're going to talk about this stuff, and we've had a bunch of feedback, guys saying traditional small block, put a big block in it, put an LS in it, don't put an LS in it. A lot more people say don't put an LS in it, but we're here. We got John Bouchard.
What's going on?
So this is John's shop. It's a small I'm going to call it a race shop, but it's his engine shop, and we're up here in Portland, Tennessee, and John and I go way back. We go, what, back to Power Block, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, a little longer for me. I grew up watching you and Elmore, and I know he got mad about that, but, you know.
No, man, it's all good. It's
Saturday
all good.
mornings with you and everyone else.
Yeah. And we've had a bunch of different conversations. Obviously, neither one of us is on Power Block anymore.
No.
You've helped me with all of my stuff, all of my builds.
We try
pretty
to.
much,
Yeah,
for sure. The Miatas is you've gone through that engine and all that kind of stuff, and I'm grateful, man. And we've been friends the whole time. And talking about the Garbage Camaro, you know, let's face it, we want to go affordable.
Okay.
But I want one of your engines. I want to trust it. I want to be able
we appreciate that.
to rely on it. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I'm gonna walk you guys through what Johnny's got going on here, and we're gonna talk about the difference between small block and LS small block and all of that stuff. So there was no engine in this car. You know this car, right? It
Yes,
came out of
I've been following it.
Derek's backyard, and he harvested the engine. It was a 4-bolt main 350. I don't know what he put it in, but that's a good engine to start with, right?
He can have it. 4-bolts are cool. Oh, man, it's probably old. Those blocks wear a lot more. So I hate to say it. And some people will, you know, do the old school, go through it. Not me, not anymore, man. By the time you drop that off, and I love the machine shop. I'm a big fan of solid machine work. But by the time you run through one of those now, maybe some old iron heads. I mean, you might have $1,000 in hardened seats, valves, springs, retainers, cutting for screw and studs and guide plates. Their labor is not free.
Yeah.
Millet, I mean, you got to start over, right?
Well,
and you're not going to make any power.
You know, and I don't even have a core. Where I started out with this car, we thought it might be an original Z28.
Okay.
But the digits aren't there. The VIN doesn't show it. The ID, it's not.
Oh,
it's just, no. So, and what I'm doing with it, I've ruined this car. Absolutely, by snatching the nose and the tail off of it. But it's going to be my car, you know? And so I'm okay with not going with the traditional engine that didn't exist in the first place. I never had one.
Okay. I like the split bumper idea. I've been watching it. I'm a split bumper fan.
Yeah.
Now, the trash Camaro or garbage Camaro, whatever, that is on you. I like that. So but
I get so many people saying, don't call it that anymore. But for me, it's ironic now, because it's not. It's going to be a great car. And to me, the irony of calling it garbage, well, it used to be. And this car, if it wasn't for a couple of cold snacks and some conversations with Derek, it probably would have been recycled. And that's honestly what I bought it for. So I love calling it garbage because it's not.
Well, okay, so fair enough. And some stuff we are going to reuse that people would think is garbage.
Yeah.
Right? Like that motor come out of a vehicle at a car lot, the one that you're going to get.
Yeah.
And it was trash to them. Now, I got it for pretty cheap as a core.
Yeah.
I knew what was sitting there, and we're just going to tear it apart, clean it up, do a cam swap, get a little rebuild kit from LS Acceleration down in Memphis. Man, we're just going to ball hone it. We're going to sonic clean the rods and pistons with a $200 and something Amazon sonic cleaner, some cleaner from Dollar General, and roll.
I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks while I've been trying to figure out what I want to do for a drivetrain. And one of the things that you said that really, really resonates with me is that we're going to spend the money the right way. We're not going to buy garbage parts. It's not going to be a garbage engine. It's going to be something that somebody threw out because they didn't know the worth of it. And between you and me and your parts sources and the people that we're going to utilize, we're going to make it into something that's rock solid. And to me, that's the whole spirit of this whole build.
It was running when it came out. It just had a lifter issue.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing a cam swap anyways, always, is what we should say, because everyone's going to do a cam swap.
Of course.
Now, this core is the kind of mecca of the core, right? So we got a timing chain cut. It didn't have variable valve timing. So our timing cover is going to save us almost $150 from getting one from Summit there. The DOD delete, technically, I'm just going to drill I'm going to just tap it. The hole is the right size. I'll put a 3/8 tap in it with some Loctite, and it'll never cause a problem again.
I have no idea what he just said.
We got the one we needed. So tearing it down, and some parts are going to be cheap. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be an internet overseas oil pan.
And that's fine, because all it has to do is hold the oil and seal to the block.
In this case, yes. It
And
comes with the baffle and
Yeah.
the same thing a factory pan comes with.
And John comes from a world where, you know, we earn the money that we spend, and we know how to save it the right way and not compromise on the strength of the engine, right?
I am all about a $100 hauler.
Show me what you got cooking here. Let's take a look
Okay.
around.
So this is kind of an example of what we're talking about. It's an early model 5.3.
Yeah.
The internet got him. They told him to pressure wash it and,
Oh.
you know, do this, that, and the other. And so we had to take it apart, hone it, you know, do the same thing we're going to do with yours. But if you look, some of this stuff is
It's a Delco
super
part.
name brand.
Yeah.
And then some of it, like this, is actually from a guy that just swung by. It came from Amazon or eBay or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is like a work truck for a guy, but again, we're getting rid of the displacement on demand or
Yeah.
multiple cylinder displacement, whatever Hemis call it.
So these are both iron block. Do you
Yes.
prefer this over aluminum?
No, I'm getting old, so no. No, these things are very heavy now, but that's why they'll take a lot of power. I have a whole theory about the big three and keeping you in the top end, but we'll stay away from that.
Yeah. And truth told here also, I'm not building a race car. You guys
No.
know this. I just want a nice,
That's a race engine.
warmed up engine. Oh yeah, and it's a whole different set of not rules, but it's the attention to detail. It's the difference between a show car paint job and something that you can be proud of at a Cars and Coffee. There's a difference
Yes.
in the follow through.
So yeah, and we're doing what's called an old school refresh.
Yeah.
New rings and bearings, a ball hone, clean everything up. We will throw some new valves in it, probably a ROX valve job, and send it down the road. I mean, we got here
Yeah.
doing that, so
Yeah.
you're not going to tell me we can't go back on
No,
some
for
of these.
sure. And I've been very happy with the performance of my little Miata and the little car that could. And it's, you know, it doesn't matter what I throw at it from my right foot. Well,
So
this is cool.
yeah, we're small, so we've got one bay, and what we basically do, and you probably heard this a lot, is unjumble builds.
Yes.
Wiring, shifter linkage, you know, stuff
Yeah.
like this. Like this crap is going away.
Yeah.
Bent linkage, you know, to try to get it running again.
Yeah.
Hitting a coil.
Wow. Yeah.
I hate to say it,
Really
but
good.
you know, I know I won't start.
And that's how it come in here.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
A battery here, a Ford solenoid here with steel wire on it. A Ford, you know, a solenoid on the starter, another solenoid in the back.
Right. And not to bash anybody's build, but there's
I
stuff.
don't know who did it, yeah, so
no,
doesn't
there's
matter.
stuff here that's seriously wrong.
Yes.
Seriously bad.
Yeah.
Well, you know Chris Slee, right?
Yeah.
So
My
Kiwi-
dude. What up, Chris? Kiwi. Yeah.
Kiwi makes
Chris sounds weird.
a lot of people happy again with their cars because he's right in an area to where all kinds of people know where he is, and he's
got money
the
down
muscle
there.
car whisperer.
Yeah.
But people buy a car, they buy them at the auction or they do something, and there's things that aren't right. So he'll go through it. He'll do exactly what you're talking about and make them functional, safe, and reliable.
I
again.
bet you he tells you too. It's just the basics.
It's just the basics, but he
the
can't.
detail.
He can't. If there was 6 of him,
Yeah.
in 6 shops, he would be
Yep.
busy as he is now. So there's a lot of room for that. And quite frankly, guys like you, guys like him, the world needs you because there's somebody out here doing this, and it
Well,
ain't good.
I don't know. This late model stuff, the factory did get better blocks to us. They have way better heads now. You can't really find anything that's not aluminum
You
headed.
can't be 100 years deep into a V8 engine and it not get better over time.
Man.
So.
And I think the LS is coming up on like 30 years or something like that.
Isn't that amazing? That makes me feel
97,
old.
98.
Yeah. But this is what this excites me and terrifies me at the same time, because I know this is where it all comes together and all the thought process is, and it's exciting to me that the engine for my little
a lot of cleaning.
Garbage Camaro is right around the corner, right? So let's do. Can we see the
Yeah,
engine block?
I got it in here, over here. Sorry, I'll move some things around, man. So you are right here. Let me get this on out the way.
So I love seeing it like this because it's just an engine. It just came out of a truck motor.
It's yes, probably a Tahoe, something like that. I'm assuming you're going to do some burnouts and.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Okay. So we can sing her up there, but if you look, it's got decent, decent-ish looking rocker arms.
Yep.
One side's always dirtier than the other, but we get them for this. If I can reuse this, even if I
Yeah.
got to change the sensor, which everybody at home is understanding that it doesn't even matter if you go to the parts house, you're not getting a good sensor, so just grab
Yeah.
what you can at the salvage yard, put them in your pockets, take the risk.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so this is, what year is this?
Somewhere after 07,
Okay.
right? Because the 07s went to 58 tooth. They are a little bit more expensive. They have I like them because they have the Gen 4 rod. I can tear it all the way apart. And Sonic Clean, bead blasted piston, I can put, you know, it is all just cleaning.
Yeah.
Man, it's not a big secret. Just go through it, double check everything, put it back together.
Well, it's thrilling to me, and I'm quite frankly, you know, I'm relieved at having made the decision as to what I want to do with this car, because it's not a YouTube experiment. It's going to be a car. It's going to be my car, and I want to drive the thing. I want to be able to get my foot in it and break traction when I want to, but have it be reliable and all that kind of stuff. I'm not asking you to beat up a small block Chevy, but I've had enough of them to know that to break 400 horse. It takes a lot of money.
It's going to take some money. I love a small block Chevy, don't get me wrong. It just, in my opinion, it's going to cost more money, especially if you don't have one.
Yeah.
You got to go get an old block, but if you take it to the machine shop, they're absolutely going to bake it, shop paint it, magnaflux it, bore it, hone it, deck it, line hone it, do all the things that is around $1,000, $1,200 now. Now you got to grind the crank.
For the machine work.
Just on the block.
Wow.
Bouncing, you know, $300.
Yeah.
Redoing the rods. It is cheaper to buy rods now than it is to have them re-machined with ARP rod bolts. Then you get to the heads. Are you going to go super Chinese and get super cheap aluminums, which can be cheaper and a good deal, and we do them a lot? Are you going to spend a couple $1,000 on some name brand aluminum heads, things like that? If you redo the old iron heads, by the time you put valves in them, hardened seats. Maybe you get out of the hardened seats, but guide liners, seats, spring pads, cut them for a bigger spring, screw and studs and guide plates, another $1,000.
In my brain, we're past $6,000 already.
If anyone comes to me with a small block Ford or a small block Chevy, I'm gonna go ahead and break the news off. If you don't have $5,000, I can't even really mess with it. I've got to be able to pay the machine shop what they want to make it right. They're not gonna give me an option, which is good. You know, they want to turn out a good product, but, you know, they'll let me sneak a 5.3 in there and ball home that bad boy and get out in an hour, you know? And I'm off to making horsepower.
So to me, it's absolutely the right decision to go with an LS engine in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
This would be what it comes back looking like.
That's from the machine shop.
That's from a ball hone. I did here. I take it there, wash it real good in the jet washer, and it's ready to go back together. We'll tap those with the 3/8/16 just a little bit. We'll put a cheap set screw in it from a hardware store. Your DOD is deleted. You can put the old cover back on it, new cover back on it, whatever you want to do. Put the bottom end back together with new rings. So probably yours, if you was to come pick it up and I did the budget deal with just the machine work and get it ready for you to go, you're looking at around $1,000. $1,200. So it cuts a lot down. It's still pretty clean. It's still pretty new. You still know exactly what you have. Upgraded cam bearings, upgraded, you know, rod and main bearings from what they were, new rings. And then your cam of choice, you know, you got a pretty bulletproof, another couple 100,000, hopefully mile motor.
Well, I'm stoked, man. I'm excited about what's going to happen. I'm excited to finally be able to talk about it because you know the whole internet is on fire over it. People hate LS and people love LS, and my experience is that it's a great engine package, and you know you can't really go wrong with it. And what we're trying to do with this Camaro, you know, we're trying to spend money properly.
Right. You have some other bills coming. You have to do an accessory drive. You have to do an exhaust. You have to do some EFI or carburetor, and neither one of them cheap now. There ain't one cheaper than the other. I don't care what anyone says.
And then we got to cool it. So we're a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
But now the foundation's set.
So now you got a 450 horse-ish, you know, long block for less than $4,000.
You hear what he just said? 450 horse-ish for less than $4,000.
Yes.
Follow this one along. See what you think, and then give this guy a call, right? That's what we're talking about.
We'll do one for you. I mean, hey, we do strokers, whatever, but you know, lots of Tahoes and Chevy trucks and 5.3s out there.
Well, as much as I don't want to admit it, a 30-year-old truck used to be, to me, in my brain, is still a new truck. And you know, 300,000-400,000 miles is not uncommon.
There's a time gap. You know what I mean?
Keep on watching, and yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of this and kind of let you in on a little bit of the story, and that's it.
Okay.
LS.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. We're going LS. You may have already had that hint anyways, but I'm stoked about it. I've kind of had this goal of doing an LS conversion anyways, just because my experience has been so good with this engine package. And like everything else with this thing, it's going to be affordable. We're going to get really nice power numbers out of it. Johnny keeps saying 450. That would be awesome. I don't care. If we're in around the 400 horsepower range with reliability, with modern stuff, the water pump goes out. I can go to the O'Reilly Auto Parts store if I need an alternator. It's all there. There's no antique. And yes, we're going to fuel inject it as well, because my experience is being a non-mechanic engine Lego block parts putter togetherer. I'm not a mechanic. EFI is something that makes things a whole lot simpler, and we're going to get a self-learning system. Haven't dialed that in yet. Don't know which yet. But so obviously here with my brute strength, I was able to bring the whole engine block or the long block in here. This is a plastic one. I've used this one from mock-up on a couple of different car builds, and that's what we're going to do here. Ryan traded me favors on a couple of things, and I've got engine mounts. So we're going to get this thing in there, and I'm going to get a first look at what, and you are too, of what the crossmember and subframe looks like with an engine in it. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting. Before we do that, I am going to put this brake line. It's a crossover brake line, and it goes on the back side of the new subframe, and it clips in. It's going to go, I believe it goes like that. So we've got two mounting bolts here. Comes back around here. There is a mount for the flex hose. Goes into here. It's in the paint booth right now, and we're going to, well, I'm going to put this in. The reason I'm going to put this in is because if I forget about this, and it's going to be a pain in the butt to put in and around the brake master and all that kind of stuff. So here's the hardware pack that came with it. So this is a whole brake line mounting kit. Goes down the frame rail, but it's got that coil around the line, so I'm not sure it's these. It might be these. Anyway, that's why I appreciate instructions. We don't have any with this. Maybe this will work. No, it's not fat enough. All right. I'd like to have this on today sometime. Is that going to work? Yeah, that lines up. All right, so we're going to use these black ones. I'm not going to absolutely lock these down just yet. So that side, we're just going to let it go, but I am going to get this mount on this side. I might tie it in together. We can get rid of that guy too, because we no longer want a label. All right. This will go down through there and get locked in with the other side of the flex line and a little retaining clip. So that's where that goes. So I know that's where that goes. So I'm going to lock these down now. All right then. So hopefully that doesn't interfere with me and I get it smashed down. Anyway. Now all these will go back in the box until I put brake lines on the rest of the car. I think these probably go to the prop valve. Anyway, this is over here until we need it. Now let's talk about the engine mounts. These are Holley LS conversion engine mounts. And it's not a rubber bushing. This is a urethane bushing. When I did Z-Sled, I used a combination of the Holley engine side mounts and the clamshell from the original car. But my buddy Ron did me a solid with these, and he pre-drilled the holes. So we've got a bottom plate. If you look at these holes, the spread is different. Here it's narrower here than it is here. So if we look down here, we've got mounting holes that he has pre-drilled. So thank you, man. So I know now exactly, precisely, how this mount plate goes in a car. If you remember how hard I struggled to get to the engine mount bolts, pulling the other one down, and I had to cut them out from the top because the lower control arms were in place. Apparently I don't have to clean. Now is the time to put these mounts on the cross member. So we are going to do precisely exactly that. That'll hold that in place while I locate my fasteners, which are right down here. No, that spacing is different. I don't know what this plate is. If you saw the dumb look on my face, the look of concern and yet stupidity at the same time, I don't know what that's for. So that's fine. We're just going to leave that alone. But these are the fasteners for these plates. Two, three, four, and then a couple more. Okay, good. We have lots. All right, there we go for that. There's one. There's two. Three. I'm just going to locate all the bolts for now. Come in, get them on the back side. Boy, even with the lower control arms out there, a little snug. You know what I just thought of? This thing's been sitting here for a long time. In the dark. In the moist, humid Tennessee summer. You know what likes moist, humid, dark places in Tennessee in the summer? Spiders. Awesome. All right. Not dead yet, so go for the other side. And now I'm having to be all careful and not scratch paint. Holy smokes, man. I need little Barbie doll hands to get up in here. Now, a good YouTube channel would have a little tiny camera in there showing you the nut going on the back side of that bolt. But I don't have a camera that small. I think that's gone. We got one more. Where would you be? Right here. Right? There it is. There it is. Okay, so look at the back side of this nut. You see that knurl? That's kind of a self-tightening thing, and that's the thing that sort of holds it in. That said, I do want to get a fastener on the back side. Or no, I'm sorry, a tool on the back side while I tighten these things down. If I was a betting man, I would just run it down. Wait a minute, we can even try. No, we got to get a tool on the back side. So if you look from under here, you can see what I'm going to do. Wow. All right, hang on. This one I can get with a straight shot. With the socket right there. Ow. It's got a magnet on the flashlight, that's good. Bam! One down. Gee, I can't imagine why I couldn't get to those fasteners with the control arms in. All right, so now we can address the mounts on the side of the block, and we'll just drop this thing in, and I just want to see it. So let's look over here. Here's our engine block. These are pretty cool. I've had this for a while, and I'm going to say it's kind of fun and necessary. We've even got threaded bosses for spark plugs if we want to go as far on mock-up as installing plugs, accessories, engine mounts here, pulleys, pumps, all that type of stuff. So I think this deserves a test fit to see which way the mounts go, because we've got the option of putting it here or putting it here, because the bolt spacing is the same. So I need a look. So I'm thinking, can't go forward anymore, so it's got to go to the back position. All right, I know what I'm doing now. Because they are not symmetrical. I know the orientation is there. I'm sorry, I think. Okay, I got to look at, I got to consult the internet. So after about 30 seconds of looking on the Google and the YouTube, we figured out that they sit in there like that. Perfect, right? And that looks like the tilt of the side of the engine block. So here's our driver's side, passenger side, same way. Ba-bam, fits right in there, super nice, right? Okay, good. So now I know what to do here. All right, so this is passenger side, and it goes right here. And I'm thinking, since this is a plastic engine, two's going to hold it in. Because all I'm doing is just having a glorified look at this. All right. I've got to get one more thing, and then we're ready to drop it in. I don't have the bolts that go through the mounts, so I'm going to use socket extensions to hold it in place. Well, it's really close. And it's just sitting. Don't bash on the plastic parts, Kevin. Have I got these upside down? I don't think I do, because that notch is supposed to sit on the top of the... All right, we're going to have another conflab with the internet. So I consulted the internet, and I got a little bit smarter. So the plates on the side of the block, they're in the right orientation, they're in the right side. The clamshell itself, because of the bolt spacing, it can only go one way. What the discrepancy is the isolator itself in here. So there's a configuration with these two stops, and that's what the mount sits on, right? Look at the difference here. This one's farther towards the cross member. This one's not. This one's not. Ron Ryan put these together. Ron, come on. Was this an intentional sabotage, or were you just being careless? I don't know, man. So now I've got to take this one apart, invert the isolator, and then it should drop right in, right? Okay, dude, I'm so disappointed. I'll just set that on the floor. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Look. Look at that chip. Yeah. Ron, are you happy now? All right, so that was flipped around like that. So the orientation that it actually goes in is right there like that. Then the upper goes on top there. And these are actually their Hooker Blackheart mount. So just to clarify, that goes there. I guess I could do an episode on how to touch up paint, Ron. That would be good. That's good content, right? All right, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and I'll get these guys. Oh, one drop down in here, so it's, oh, there it is, right in the spider den. Ah! I've got three nuts. Oh, there's my 4th nut. Okay. Well, you know, after the first scratch, I mean, I guess none of it matters, but the video I watched online, I think it's Hot Rod Dave, and he's doing a F-body Firebird, and he was doing all this with the control arms in, and I'm so glad my control arms are out, because he was defying the laws of physics, getting tools in, and box wrenches that were modified and a double U-joint ratchet, and holy smokes, man. So I'm grateful that I don't have that one going on. So, all right, so now we're going to snug this back again. You know what? I'm going to leave it a little bit loose because that plastic block is coming out of there. I'm going to leave it a little bit loose just in case we need some fudge room. And I can tighten that later. And I'll write myself a note when I'm doing that flat black or satin black touch-up paint. And I'll catch that later. All right, so no smoke and mirrors here, no camera tricks. We're just going to see if this drops down magically in place. Bam, look at that. Fabulous. Exactly where it's supposed to go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll put that there for now. And find something else for the other side because I'm not really loving it just hanging there like that. There. So I've just got this piece of all thread. It's going to take the place of my drift, and we're just going to go there, and that's all the way through. All right. Are you stoked? I'm stoked. Look at that. It's got an engine. It's awesome. So bell housing, it will have clearance here because there's a sensor that goes right back here. Intake manifold here. I don't know which intake I'm going to use. Probably the stock low profile intake, even though our hood is going to give us here. I don't know, UF body guys that have done LS swaps in the past, you can probably tell me, throw it in the comments, whether the truck manifold will work or not. I've got a truck manifold sitting, it's over in the other shop. It's actually not at the toolbox with the side cabinet with the third drawer down next to the box of Clecos are up on top of it. It's up on top of a storage part. But I do have a truck manifold. And the way we're doing this engine, we're doing it as economically as possible. One of the cool things about Johnny B is that he knows how to spend money properly, and that's our whole premise with this build. That's, you know, why I've gone so far to bring and resurrect this car back. Anyway, so I think that's about as far as we can go now. I don't have accessories. I don't even have valve covers. I don't have anything else, but now I know where the engine goes. So come and take a look at this other stuff. I'll clean up all these bolts. But check this out right here. So we're going to do a box open, right? It's going to be fun. American Powertrain, if you don't know who they are, Google them, look at their YouTube, look at their website. I've been working with Matt and the guys at American Powertrain for a long time, since the Power Block days. They've got it figured out. Their slogan is Save the Stick. They are a manual transmission-centric company. They will service stuff and do things, but for the most part, manual transmission is their game. So here's another reveal for this episode is which transmission are we using? Not if we're using automatic or standard. I've told you guys all along, we're putting this thing back to the configuration that it was born in. We are putting a standard transmission in, but which one? Which one? I've got a T56 in the Miata. I had actually it was a 4L80E in Zed sled, and Jag had a 4L80. It was a T56 in Jaded Mustang. This is neither of those transmissions, but this one is one that I've been wanting to try. I wish they had a few more layers of cardboard. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Tremec TKX 5-speed. So like the T56, you've got different options for the transmission shifter location. Look how small the case is. It's a small case. The shifter should come right up through the factory opening, which, look at the factory opening. It's pretty gross. If we can't find a place to put the shifter handle in that ginormous slab of chopped up metal from the factory, then I don't know what we're going to do. But the attractive thing about the TKX is that it's 5-speed, it's not a double overdrive, and we've got a small enough case to where we're going to have to do absolutely no modification of the transmission tunnel. And it's a little bit lighter box. It weighs about 100 pounds or so, maybe 80 or 90, something like that. But it looks cool, man. I'm going to leave it in the packaging until we get the actual iron block, because we're using an iron block 5.3. In these other boxes, we have Tremec gear oil. We've got our aluminum bell housing. I've got a scatter-proof steel bell housing in the Miata, but this is just a factory looking, it's a factory configuration. It's aluminum bell housing. It's not a race engine. So we don't need, and we're not going to race this car. We don't need to be club legal or anything like that. It's a nice aluminum bell housing. And clutch system, it's all here. Pedal configuration, we've got a firewall brace for the man pedal that has the necessary connections for the fluid lines down to the slave cylinder for the throw out. It's a hydraulic transmission, not a mechanical like this car was born with. And the whole thing is a system. It's a kit. It is an installation kit that also includes the drive shaft. Now, the good thing about that is that if you've heard me say it before, then hear me say it again. Listen to me now and hear me later. I'm not a mechanic, but I'm pretty good with engine stuff. I'm not an idiot, but I'm not a mechanic, and I know the difference. I'm a paint and body guy, and I'm not going to apologize for needing somebody's assistance with the mechanical stuff. But the beautiful thing about the American Powertrain system is that it's everything that you need in all the boxes, including the drive shaft. And there's a 2-year warranty on it, too. 2-year, I think. Matt can correct me. But the warranty doesn't start until your engine's installed and you measure your drive shaft. That way, if you've got a long-term project that takes a while, then you're not going to burn your warranty out during the construction of your vehicle. So when you call in those measurements, that's when the clock starts ticking on your warranty. So I really liked that, because we don't know how long it's going to take us to get to that point sometimes. So this, to me, made a lot of sense on a lot of levels. So the way this is going to go, Johnny B, everybody's going to get the engine in. Once we get the engine in a long block form, we'll, again, throw it here, get the transmission in, get the clutch set up, get everything aligned. We'll have that done on a engine hoist. We'll drop it in and measure for the drive shaft, and by then, we'll have suspension on it, and we can roll it around. So this is all going to happen pretty quickly. So it's kind of exciting for me right now to see this and know that I've got this in boxes. This is just waiting. It's all here. It's all here. We've spent some coin, but it's all here. So, yeah. There's just a couple of other things that I wanted to kind of go through, but I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why we're doing it as well. And these guys, if you're ever thinking about doing something like this, they've just got excellent tech support, and they've done it. If it's been done in a car, they've done it. Truck, whatever. So I can't recommend these guys enough. Here's clutch. I'm assuming this is clutch. Yep, flywheel is under here. We've got brake fluid. I got a shirt. All the little connections, everything that we need to install this bad boy. This is a transmission cross member. ATF for the gearbox itself. I'm going to leave all of these in the packaging. These are all hydraulic fittings. This is probably a reverse or neutral safety. Something, something. Transmission mount. Transmission cross member. Save the stick license tag. I actually want the instruction book. All right, so here we have the pedal, push rod, all this stuff, and it works with the factory. It's made for this car, so all of that stuff. So I'll go to AmericanPowertrain.com, make sure that I'm up to speed on all of their installation tips, things like that. Put this back exactly where I got it. So here's my main manual. All the cool stickers will go back in there too, because they're going on the toolbox. Put all of this back, put this back where it belongs. Bam, bam, bam. Put this in the closet. The other thing that we're going to do is kind of lightweight, and it's been something that's bugging me. The two packages on top of the roof. We need to install them. So when you're at this point reusing the original stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. This stuff is very affordable. There's a certain way that it goes, I think. Trunk and door width, that's just a generic one. This is from Super Soft. All right, so this is for the hood. Pay no attention to the man that doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, this is under the hood. Oh, we're gonna put this back in the box because this is actually for under the hood. Hood decal seal, yes, it actually mounts on the hood. My bad. It's these guys that we're gonna put on. I'm gonna assume since they're curved that they go here. If I'm dead wrong, we can figure something else out. They fit in like butter. And that'll stop that vibration, give us a little bit of a moisture break under the hood. And it's one more thing, one more step closer to getting this thing done. One more part off the shelf. There's a lot of parts there. All right. Between this and the stuff from Tremec, I've got some studying to do. I've got some homework to do. So if I seem like a kid that's just opened the best birthday present in the world, that's exactly what I feel like. So I'm going to go and study and read and get ready for when we do install all of this stuff into this car. We're not ready for that quite yet. I want to get it on suspension, and that's a whole other episode. I'm super excited about that stuff as well because, yes, we're dialed in on that. I know what to do. I know what to get. But I'm going to go study, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel by purchasing the Garbage Camaro t-shirts and as this car moves a little along, we might have a V2 Garbage Camaro t-shirt, but certainly you can still get all the Paintucation training products if you want to from the website, and that link's in the description. So, all right, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.